And it struck me that rituals are, in a sense, like stories. So by Marshall telling these stories, it gave us something to remember, to kind of hang a teaching on. And it struck me that our chanting is like a ritual. And we all have a reaction, whether positive or negative, to the chanting. But the chanting itself is beyond those reactions. It's beyond our response to it. The chanting is just the chanting. Kwansein Boso, Kwansein Boso, Kwansein Boso, Kwansein Boso. Some days we like Kwansein Boso, some days we don't like Kwansein Boso. But the practice is Kwansein Boso, Kwansein Boso, Kwansein Boso. But I know in my own experience, every once in a while, I remember. And in that remembering, I can wake up. So these rituals that we use are ways of, they're touchstones to allow us to remember to wake up. And in Buddhism, waking up means waking up out of the fantasy and the dream of our narrow, self-centered existence. And waking up to the truth and reality of this moment, and waking up to the possibility of connecting to this moment in such a way that allows us to bring some peace, and some healing, and some awakeness and awareness to the situation that we're actually in. So we use these touchstones to help us wake up. And that's why we, in our school, we do that chanting of Kwansein Boso. We do the Heart Sutra. I've been chanting the Kwansein Boso chanting and the Heart Sutra for 35 years. If I'm at home and I say, oh, I'm going to chant, and I just start trying to chant, I can't remember the words. But I come into the Dharma room and I'm with the group and the words just come. There's an opening. It's not about meaning, it's about waking up to the aliveness and the freshness of the moment. So when we chant Kwansein Boso, like I said, I've been doing it for 35 years, it's very easy to fall asleep and forget. But remember I said at the beginning of chanting, Kwansein means hearing the cries of the world. That's a reminder to listen. It's a reminder to pay attention. We talk a lot about helping this world and helping each other. But unless you're listening, unless you're paying attention, you don't know what the world needs. You only know the reflection of your own small mind. And many of us, in trying to help, we try to give what we think the world should get. But usually we find out the world isn't very interested in that. So in order to give, the first step is to listen. What is it that's being asked for? Sometimes you give that, sometimes you take that away. Giving to the world isn't being nice all the time. But unless you're listening, unless you're paying attention, you don't know what's called for. So we chant Kwansein Boso. Boso means bodhisattva. So it's hearing the cries of the world, bodhisattva. That's the name of that bodhisattva in the corner over there. Kwansein Boso. In Chinese it's Kuan Yin. In Sanskrit it's Avalokiteshvara. In Japanese I believe it's Kanzeon. And there's a name for it in Tibetan, I think it's Chenrei Zeng. So all of these are different names, but the underlying meaning is the same. How to actually pay attention, to wake up, pay attention, and hear what's being spoken. And unless your ears are clear enough to hear what's being spoken, you don't know what to do. You're just acting out of the reflection of your own small mind. And in Buddhism, waking up means breaking free out of that small-mindedness connecting with the universality of all things.